CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chevrolet, with performance, style, innovation, quality, and the value that make up today's Chevrolet. Visa cards and traveler's checks accepted around the corner, around the world. Visa. And by Sharp Electronics Corporation. From sharp minds come sharp products.
We're back at Texas Stadium. It's the opening game of the year for the Dallas Cowboys, and they lead the Philadelphia Eagles 13-10 in a game that was closer than most people had anticipated. There is Joe Hayes, who will be receiving the second half kickoff from Rafael Septien, who has kicked 2 field goals in the game from 47 and from 51 yards. And we're underway in the second half, and it's going to be Hayes at the 7-yard line running it back, trying to get some room, and Hayes gets room to the 25 and runs into Victor Scott and is down at the 30-yard line. So, Hank, it is 13-10, a lot closer than a lot of people expected, but you pointed out that the teams seem to be playing not to lose more than anything else.
Yeah, I think they're both very conservative in that they're not taking any chances, and I think we'll see a little bit more excitement in the second half. Both teams know what they feel they can do, and they just have to express that ability in the second half. I think basically that's what we have to look for.
You think Philadelphia will do anything different because their passing game started to work toward the end of the first half?
I think they're going to try to run Montgomery a little bit more and try to establish an opportunity where they can do more play-action passes.
Michael Haddix is the one running back right now, and he carries and is hit at the line of scrimmage by Eugene Lockhart, the rookie middle linebacker who is playing in place of Bob Bruning, who is in the hospital in traction. So the running game has been really stifled by the Dallas Cowboys.
The one thing about if you can't run, the thing that's a problem, it's a problem, Dick, when you can't run, because you take away the play-action passing game, and that's very, very important, especially on early downs against the Cowboys.
2nd down and 9 at the 32-yard line. Haddix again, the back. 2nd and 9. Jaworski, who's had time, going to Spagnola, the tight end. And it takes a lot to bring him down. He's at the 46-yard line, and a first down. Dexter Clinkscale and Mike Hegman make the tackle. So a 13-yard pickup and a first down for the Philadelphia Eagles. John Spagnola.
That's the nice thing about Spagnola. That time he had Hegman hanging on him that time as a linebacker, and also Clinkscale. But in spite of that, he found the open area and got in there beautifully for the reception. And Jaworski threw it right on Fan. She's very excited about this game, isn't she?
Well,
or he, the little baby?
She's waiting for the 4th quarter. That's when all the fireworks are going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Montgomery back in the game and carries and brings it into Dallas territory to the 49-yard line and picks up 5 yards on that carry. So Spagnola and Montgomery, 2 offensive weapons who didn't get to play all that last year, as Spagnola was out all of last season. John Dutton and Gene Lockhart make the tackle on the play. It'll be 2nd and call it 6.
You know, one thing about Philadelphia, they look like they know what they want to do. There's no desperation involved. Even though we're behind, they're just sawing wood and doing what they think they can do, and I think it's going to pay off.
They're in the game. Haddix is the up back, Montgomery in the eye. Quick out to the right. Jackson to the left. Here is Montgomery. Bangs off a defender and picks up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and short. Defensive line with the 4 men, Lockhart and Hegman. The linebackers made the play there, but let's look at the defensive pressure by Dallas.
There you see they're blowing off the ball, trying to get a hat on everybody. And there you see the tackle on the inside by Hegman, and Randy White also makes the play.
Montgomery has gained 33 yards and 11 carries in this ball game. He went in as the leading rusher at 118. Philadelphia has been effective in 3rd down conversions lately. 3rd and 2 at the 46. Vito Cab in as a second tight end. And here's Michael Haddix, who has a first down for the Eagles at the 42-yard line. So Haddix and Oliver, mostly it's been Haddix instead of Oliver at fullback today. Billy Cannon made the tackle, and we'll get once again with Eugene Lockhart.
Look at Vito Cap, number 84. He's coming off the ball and doing a good job of keeping his block on Billy Cannon, number 52. By the time Cannon falls off the block while the ball carrier is by, and makes some good yardage on the play.
In the first half, Dallas had the big edge in yardage over Philadelphia, 229 to 111. And now the Philadelphia Eagles are calling for a timeout. Look at the first down stories, all even at 11-11 after Dallas had a huge edge early. But Eagles call a timeout. We'll be back to Texas Stadium.
America, what works like a Chevy truck?
Nothing.
What prowls and growls like a Chevy truck?
Nothing.
That's right.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Tough on the job, easy on the buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. So bring out the sun. Bring on the fun.
Bring on the fun.
You've got the goods.
You got the goods.
Get out and run. Bring on the mud. Bring on the mud.
Bring on the muck.
Bring home the bacon in a Chevy truck.
You know, Chevy trucks have been working proud and playing rough for a good many years now. They've built up a real reputation. If you want a truck that works and plays as hard as you do, you want a Chevy.
Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck. Tough on the job, easy on the buck. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
They've already done the hard part. All we have to do is vote.
Hank, is that Hogaboom or Danny White in that drawing? Can you tell?
That's Tom Landry, I can tell you that.
Okay. All right. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. The Eagles have called a timeout. You see what they've done on first down. Both teams haven't done badly on first down, as a matter of fact. Jaworski play action, batted down by Ed Jones. Well, he came in like an express train and just batted that ball down. 3 years in a row at the Pro Bowl.
Now, we talked about Leonard Mitchell blocking him early in the game. Let's see what happens here. Mitchell, number 74, he just beats him badly on the outside and jumps up and knocks the ball down.
2nd down and 10. Ed Jones, who's a Dallas nightclub singer, but not during the season, he said. It's strictly off-season moonlighting for him. Not bad either, from what we understand.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty good. Who's going to argue with him, big as he is?
That's a good point. 2nd down 10 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, who's going to tell him he's bad?
Jaworski has Haddix, but now he goes to Spagnola, and he drags Mike Hegman a few yards, and now they're saying it's an incomplete pass. Spagnola says, well, I think I dragged my man and caught the ball. And I think the officials may be disagreeing with one another, and we'll find out what they rule. They're ruling it as if it is a completed pass.
Let's take a look at it again. Hegman is all over him, trying to jam him within that 5-yard line area, and then trying to cover him. He makes the catch. Well, he looked like he had possession and then dropped it.
Here's Heberlin.
Caught and dropped after he hit the ground. It's a good catch.
All right. The crowd doesn't like it.
It's back to that same old thing. The ground can create a fumble situation, and evidently that's what they called.
So John Spagnola, with his 4th reception of the ball game, he has caught 13 on the year. And last year, Hank, Philadelphia tight ends caught only 24 all season.
Well, Spagnola's big and he's strong, and he controls that area between the hash marks, and that's what the tight end has to do on this situation.
The boos cascade down here at Texas Stadium. 1st and 10, Eagles on the Cowboy 31, trailing Dallas 13-10. Wilbert Montgomery trying to test the middle and gets nothing. Randy White, but it was Eugene Lockhart also in on the play to knock him down. Well, yeah, Lockhart is really an aggressive linebacker, as we were told.
Michael Haddix, number 26, is blocking on the outside linebacker. Watch him come across there. He gets a block with the wrong shoulder on Dickerson. Tries to run the ball inside, but again, the middle linebacker, Lockhart, number 56, is involved in the play.
Marion Campbell, quiet leader with the Philadelphia Eagles. New faces. We talked about the new ones with Dallas. They've got a lot of new faces, too. 2nd down and 8 at the 29-yard line of the Cowboys. Jaworski has had a lot of time today, completes the pass to Spagnola, and once again Mike Hegman makes the tackle, but not before Spagnola gets to the 23-yard line, short of a 1st down by a little over a yard.
You know, pretty cute that time. Spagnola's been running inside, and the linebacker Hegman has been banging him all over the place within that 5-yard area. That time, instead of going inside, he went outside, and Hegman was looking for the inside move and didn't cover him nearly as well.
So now the new defensive people are in. Jeff Rohr, middle linebacker, number 50, is coming to the ball game. Mark Tuanay, native of Samoa, a second-year free agent, is also in there. And Billy Cannon, the rookie, at outside linebacker. So it's 3rd down and 2 with exactly 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Michael Haddix tries to leap for the first down, and it's going to be a close call at the 21-yard line.
It all depends where they mark it, but it looks like there was enough of a surge on that left side to make the first down. Let's see what they call it.
By the way, Hank, Ron Jaworski has now gone over 20,000 yards passing for the Eagles during his career.
Got sore fingers. Rub the skin right off his fingers.
They're going to measure. Ron Jaworski with the new offensive coordinator, Ted Marchibroda. The eternal optimist is Jaws, and he has taken his share of blows during his career, hasn't he? They're short by about 4 or 5 inches. It's 4th down, and they're going to go for a field goal attempt. Paul McFadden, who hit on a 40-yard field goal earlier, will attempt this from 39 yards and to try to tie the game for the Eagles. Holding is Jaworski. The Youngstown Penguin duo. Jaworski holding for McFadden.
Polish rifle.
The kick, strong leg, no good, off to the left. It was long enough, but it wasn't accurate enough, and so McFadden misses a chance to tie the game. And with 9 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, Dallas Cowboys will take over 1st and 10 when we come back.
My dad's always telling me that when he started in the construction business, he could carry all his tools in the back of a pickup.
Now some of the tools could carry a pickup.
No secret, just good work at a good price, right?
Word of mouth did the rest.
Folks at Meisterbrow do a good job. Sure, we can afford any beer we want.
But this tastes as good as Budweiser and doesn't cost as much.
I think word of mouth on Meisterbrow is going to be pretty good.
Meisterbrow. Tastes as good as Budweiser at a better price.
You may get copies made outside your office because you think you can't afford a copier. Well, the truth is you can't afford not to own one. Because now there's the surprisingly inexpensive Sharp Z60 mini copier. It's simple to maintain, a cinch to operate, and delivers plain paper copies in a variety of colors. So get the inexpensive Sharp Z60. You don't know what you've been missing. The Sharp Z60. From sharp minds come sharp products.
1st and 10 Cowboys at the 22-yard line. 9:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. Gary Hogeboom, the quarterback. He's got Donnelly split wide to the left. Renfro, and they give it to Ron Springs. And Springs gets a couple to the 22-yard line. Greg Brown and Dennis Harris in the tackle. For an NFL Today update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. Brent?
Well, Dick, here's the touchdown pass that has the Giants ahead of the Redskins. It's Phil Simms back to his favorite target this year, Bob Johnson. They just beat that Washington secondary. However, Rob Carpenter's just fumbled. The Redskins have a shot right now. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Brent. Thank you. And the Giants and the Redskins locked in that duel at RFK Stadium. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, 1-1 on the year in a struggle of their own with less than 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, have 2nd and 9. Make it 2nd and 8. Renfro in motion. Play action. Hogeboom has enough time. Fires to the sideline. Complete. Doug Donnelly, who inherited Drew Pearson's role, made the catch, and he was standing there for a long time.
Here's a great illustration of the great arm of Hogeboom. Donnelly goes down and kind of sells him on the idea is going inside, then goes outside. Bernard Wilson tries to get back, but he keeps both feet in bounds, and the ball rifles right through there like a frozen rope. Gets right on the sideline, and 1st down, Dallas Cowboys.
First catch today for Doug Donnelly, and of course Donnelly and Hogeboom have worked together a lot.
He looks for Donnelly an awful lot, and I think that's his favorite target. There he is.
First and 10 at the 43. Screen to Dorsett. Dorsett still on his feet, gets away from trouble, and is finally brought down from behind at the 47-yard line by Greg Brown, the big right defensive end. Greg Brown, who came from the construction site in Washington, D.C. as a free agent, a big play performer. And he has picked up 2 touchdowns on fumbles against Washington and Dallas in his career.
How about our visit with Hogaboom yesterday? You know, I said, how do you like Coach Landry calling you Hogan Bloom? And he said, well, he doesn't remember names very well, so I'm used to it. At least he's changed the Hogan Bloom. He's now added an N. He calls it Hogan Bloom, but it's closer.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
Pass is caught by Donnelly. Herman Edwards and Griggs both there, and a first down for the Cowboys in Eagle territory. 15-yard gain to the 36.
Here's Donnelly coming off with a free release. Free release. Goes down, cuts to the inside, and the ball is right on the money. Right on the money. And that's the great thing about Hogaboom, as I mentioned earlier. He's got such a great rifle arm that even though he looks the ball into the receiver's area, he still gets it there because he's got so much velocity on the ball.
Wes Hopkins was slow getting up and was limping. You thought he'd be coming off the field and said, forget it, I'm going to stay in the ball game. Hopkins, who played his college ball right here at Texas Stadium in the uniform of the SMU Mustangs, stays in the game.
And we talked to him yesterday, and boy, he was excited about playing here today, wasn't he?
I think all these guys are, but particularly a guy like Wes Hopkins.
Look at all the room they got on the right side receiver-wise.
Springs in motion, 1st and 10 at the 36, swinging out to Dorsett, and that's danger territory because Herman Edwards was forcing the play, and if he had gotten there quick enough, who knows what would have happened.
You know what happened that time? They had a good 2-on-2 situation on the right side. They sent a man in motion, brought an extra man over there, and by the time they threw the ball, they were out of business.
7:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys lead the Eagles 13-10. It was 13-10 at the half, and Paul McFadden missed a 39-yard field goal. Would have tied the game for the Eagles, but they've hung in there against the Dallas team that has dominated Philadelphia for the most part. Past years, Hogaboom completes the pass to Donnelly again at the 20, and another first down. Hopkins makes the hit, and he made quite a hit on Doug Donnelly. So the combination of Hogaboom and Donnelly really clicking here, Hank.
I tell you what, he used the shoulder pads on that last play. He really gave him a shot. Wes Hopkins, number 48, he paid for the catch. Watch it. Watch here now. Watch Hopkins coming in the picture for number 48. He makes the catch, and bang, there he is. Hits him right in the back. Didn't wrap him up very good, but he hit him.
So it's a first down for the Cowboys.
Look at all the room on the right side now. 1-on-1 with Donnelly.
At the 19, the pitch. Dorsett looking for a hole, and Joel Williams puts the bear hug on it. Inside the 20-yard line, actually at the 15-yard line. There is Joel Williams, who last year was acquired from Atlanta. He had contract problems. He came to a new system and had to move, but he also was a single parent. He adopted one of his sister's sons, 13-year-old Tyrone. He's been very close to his nephew, and he adopted him. So with all of those personal things, that affected his play last year.
Yeah, and he's a tough guy. They call him the quiet assassin. 6'1", 220.
And a feared pass rusher. Remember with Atlanta a few years ago.
Yeah, he doesn't have he hasn't great size, but he's got excellent speed.
2nd and 6. Hogaboom going for Springs, and a pass interference call on Ray Ellis. He tripped Springs.
Well, they had a man-on-man situation. The receiver on the outside came inside to take the cornerback. It was Donnelly, and they threw right over the top. Ellis gets involved.
They're coming back. It may be against Dallas.
Illegal motion, number 82 on the offense. Defensive pass interference, number 24 on the defense. They will offset. We'll play 2nd down over.
Talk about a bad break for the Cowboys, Hank. There's one right there.
But a good break for the Eagles.
Sure is.
There you see it. Watch 24 trying to cover and winds up tripping. Watch him. Springs. It's close, though, isn't it? But he did trip it.
He did, and but it's offsetting penalties with Renfro moving, so it's still 2nd down and 6 at the 15. Hogaboom looking and gets Cosby at the 5-yard line. Hopkins wrestles him down. First down, though, for the Dallas Cowboys with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So Hogaboom came right back with a big play.
Well, Cosby's a big target, 6'6", 236.
It's been a quiet crowd until now.
Yeah, they've been sitting on their hands, and finally they've awakened, and they're much more involved in this game. But really, there hasn't been very much emotion involved in either team, with either team this afternoon, has it?
No, it hasn't been that kind of a big play kind of game anyway. So it's 1st and goal at the 5. Springs in motion, fumble. I think Hogaboom covered up effectively back at the 8-yard line. Still Dallas ball.
Hogaboom didn't look like he got a good snap from the center. It looked like he might have backed out of there too quickly. It's hard to tell, but he was lucky to make the recovery. But that's the important thing. You fumble that ball down in that area, make sure you just do one thing: fall on the ball, be satisfied that you have possession. Tom Landry looking on, and Coach Myers looking on, the very fine line coach.
Landry looks upset here. We can't read
He has
his
a right
lips.
to be.
Yeah.
He's a little upset as right.
2nd down.
Well, they got a bump and run on the right side. See if they try to go up on top.
Hogaboom is looking for 6. His pass intended for Renfro. Covering on the play is Brenard Wilson, and now it'll be 3rd and goal at the 8.
He had a chance to complete that. He had a jump on Brenard Wilson, but the ball was thrown too far out in front and incomplete.
Septien with 2 field goals, 47 and 51 yards, gave the Cowboys a 6-0 lead. Jaworski hit quick with a touchdown to give Philadelphia their only lead of the game. Hogaboom to Springs to make it 13-7. McFadden the field goal, but now it's still 13-10.
On that kind of a pass, you want to make sure you throw the ball out in front enough, and that time he was too careful not to throw behind him and threw too far out in front. He couldn't make the catch.
Hogaboom sacked. Back at the 15 by Greg Brown, who came in quickly. That may be that's the 2nd sack of the ball game. And an important sack indeed, as it's now 4th down.
Greg Brown, the right end, number 98, coming inside. Look at the pressure he puts on the quarterback, and he gets inside of the offensive tackle. And the offensive tackle, of course, is Phil Pasteric, number 75. The big tackle used to play his collegiate football at Notre Dame. When he was a freshman, he weighed 220. And he's 6'9". He weighed 220. Now, of course, he weighs about 275.
31-yard attempt for Raphael Septien. Holding is Gary Hogaboom. And Septien's kick is good. And the Dallas Cowboys now lead at 16-10. But you've got to credit the Philadelphia Eagles defense. It was 1st and goal at the 8, and the Eagles held them to 3 points. It is 16-10, and we'll be back with 4:28 to go.
This is today's Chevrolet.
The hot Chevy Cavalier. It's the best-selling car in America. Cavalier, more horsepower than the 3 leading imports with a 2-liter electronically fuel-injected engine. Cavalier, more sedan room than Honda Accord, Nissan Sentra, or Toyota Tercel. The front-drive Cavaliers. Grab one for a cool, low price.
Chevy Cavalier. Now that's one hot lineup.
That's today's Chevrolet.
This fall, will Scott Baio's job caring for a family
Cheerleaders do not beg.
interfere with his college education?
You going out for the underwear team?
Charles in charge.
With 3 field goals to his credit, Raphael Septien will kick off. His last one from 31 yards out has given the Cowboys a 16-10 lead. Joe Hayes on the receiving end again. It's a short kick going over to Major Everett's side on the 7-yard line. Everett straight ahead, gets to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over 1st and 10. Jeff Rohrer makes the tackle. Well, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes. All new 60 Minutes, the premiere of ER with Elliott Gould and Some Kind of Hero with Richard Pryor. So you'll catch a new season tonight on CBS. 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Jaworski 13 of 30, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Hubie Oliver back in the game. Jaworski to pass on 1st down, going deep for Mike Quick. He was double covered back there by Everson Walls and Michael Downs.
Yeah, they guess wrong. Sometimes, you know, you guess right. Other times you guess wrong. From an offense and defensive standpoint, that time the defense guessed right. Offense guessed wrong. They tried to throw the ball on top. No chance.
He is 5 for 10, Jaworski is, in 1st down passing situations. Let's check the scoreboard. Final scores now. Minnesota over Atlanta, 27-20. Les Steckel, a big win. The Bears, 3-0. They beat the Packers in their big game. O'Donoghue's field goal, final seconds, gave the Cardinals a win over the Colts in a thriller. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Jaworski to throw again. Getting some pressure. He dumps it off to Hubie Oliver. And Oliver is hit from behind as he reaches the 33-yard line by John Dutton. What about other scores, Hank?
We'll see one in a minute. Seattle, New England over Seattle, 38-23. Boy, that's a surprise, isn't it? New York Jets 43, Cincinnati 23. And Kansas City 20. And the Raiders came back and beat Kansas City 22-20.
Why do you give the Kansas City score first, even though they lost? No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, here we are, New Orleans, 4th quarter. Look at that's quite a comeback too. It's 20-17 over San Francisco. They were losing 17-0 at one stage.
And Kenny Stabler led the Saints from that 17-0 deficit for that lead in relief of Richard Todd. 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles. Jaworski going to the air again. Has time. He's going up on top. Montgomery lost where the ball was. He's claiming he was pushed. Walls was with him all the way, but the net result, incomplete, 4th down, and the Eagles will have to kick.
You know, the other thing that's happening, the Cowboys are playing a little bit more zone than they normally play, and that's, I think, surprising because he's still trying to throw the ball on top, and they get double coverage some.
So Mike Horan comes into the ball game to kick, and Gary Allen will be deep for the Dallas Cowboys. Horan, this will be his 5th punt of the game, and has kicked well. Left-footed kicker, and Allen is back at the 25. A lot of come-from-behind ball games today around the league.
Well, that's the ability to throw the ball. I think everybody throws the ball so well, and if you throw the ball well enough, you always got a chance to come back and win.
Good booming high kick by Horan. And Allen will field it at the 16-yard line and is down at the 25. 50-yard kick by Horan. He did his job, and the Cowboys will take over 1st and 10 at the 25 when we return.
Many Visa card holders will soon receive their new Visa cards.
Got yours too?
Yeah.
For some, it will be the new classic Visa card.
I haven't seen you around lately.
Oh, I travel a lot on business.
Until your new classic card arrives, your current Visa card is as good as ever.
You want to break this in?
You're on.
It's a classic.
Your new Visa card.
Visa.
This is today's Chevrolet.
This is exciting.
Eurosport. The new front-drive Celebrity Eurosport. Special F41 sports suspension straightens out curves in a car that looks as special as it feels.
Eurosport. Move into more celebrity. Eurosport, a touch of Europe at a Chevrolet price.
That's a great touch.
That's today's Chevrolet.
Cowboys 16, the Eagles 10, 3:07 to go 3rd quarter. Dallas coming out 1st and 10 on their 25. Donnelly in the last drive caught 3 passes for 50 yards. He's been a hot target by Hogaboom, and this time it's Dorsett head down, getting out to the 27-yard line, a pickup of about 3 yards.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Here we see Tom Landry.
And the Washington Redskins lead the Giants 23-14 in the fourth quarter.
And Tom Landry said yesterday, in his opinion, the Washington Redskins were still the team to beat in his division, even though they lost 2. And there's a lot of validity to that because of where they're playing here this afternoon.
He said that he felt that the Redskins salvaged their season with their second half effort against San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't know whether you can say that after the second game, but that's what he said, and evidently it helped them because they won this week.
2nd and 7. Swings it out to Dorsett. Knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line, short of a first down by 3. Well, for what's going on in that Redskin-Giant game, let's check in with Brent Musburger.
Dick, here's the play that turned the game completely around. Vernon Dean replaced Anthony Washington on the corner for the Redskins today. He'd lost that starting job to Washington, got it back this morning. This is a 36-yard return of a Phil Simms pass, and now the Skins are very definitely in command, 23-14. Back to Dick.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. So the Redskins in control over the Giants right now, but the Cowboys are not in control over the Eagles. Timmy Newsome is into the ball game, and he is the receiver there. He grabs the ball and gets a first down and gets into Philadelphia territory at the 49. Wes Hopkins makes the play, but a linebacker came in. It looked like Newsome just wrestled the ball away.
Well, Jody Schultz was out there in pretty good shape. He tried it. He went after the ball that time and missed it. Watch him out in the flat area. He missed making the knockdown of the ball. Newsome maintains the possession of the ball, runs down the sideline, is finally hit on the sideline by Hopkins, but a great catch because it looked like Schultz was going to knock it down.
He backed up Dorsett for 2 years at the running back position. Now he's backing up Springs, but seeing a lot of action. Tom Landry likes him very much and always has. 1st and 10 at the 49 of Philadelphia. Springs in motion, screen pass, wide receiver screen. Renfro's going to throw it to Donnelly. He's open. Donnelly has it. Touchdown, Dallas. Those are the kind of plays that break open a ball game, and when you use it at the right time, they're dynamite.
Timing is everything. This is what I call a recess football play. A lot of fun. They take it to the left, throw the ball out here to Renfro. It's a low ball. He throws the ball right on the money to Donnelly, who gets behind Bernard Wilson, makes the catch over the shoulder. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys. Fun play. Those are the fun plays in practice that people like to enjoy and practice. And then, of course, when they work in a game, boy, that's icing on the cake.
22-10, Septien looking to add the conversion. He does. And so the most exciting play of the ball game right here. Covered 49 yards, Hank.
Here again, he fakes to the left and then throws back out here to the right to Renfrew. Makes a good catch low. That was a key. He makes a good catch low. Looked like he was going to fumble the ball, but he caught it, throw the ball downfield beautifully to Donnelly. He makes the catch and gives the scorekeeper a little business, +6.
So the Cowboys have given themselves some breathing room for the first time this afternoon. And there's Donnelly getting a breather on the bench right now. We'll be back.
At Wang, we make computers that not only enhance individual performance, but work in harmony with one another and compatibly with our competitors to bring out the brilliance in all. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
Welcome! They said he couldn't retrieve his own shadow, but you didn't give up on him. Now comes your time.
To Miller time.
And Miller time means it's time for the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind.
Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller time.
It's 23-10. The Dallas Cowboys are leading, putting smiles on the faces of their fans in their home opener. And Raphael Septien will be kicking off to the Eagles again.
But it's still a very quiet crowd.
Very quiet. Hayes. Just short of the 20-yard line. Steve Diassi, a rookie from Boston College, made the tackle on Joe Hayes. Scoring drive capped on the 49-yard flea flicker pass. Renfro to Donnelly, and a penalty marker was thrown.
Holding on the return, number 57. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Bill Cowher was the guilty party. Want to remind you, next Saturday, there's more college football, and then on September 29th, we have a 10-round heavyweight bout. Jerry Cooney and Phil Brown.
How'd you like to be Phil Brown? He's been in and out of training camp for how many times, waiting for a chance to fight Jerry Cooney. I bet he's happy about this one.
Wilbert Montgomery brings it out to the 16-yard line. Eugene Lockhart makes the tackle. Brown is 22-0 with 2 draws and 15 knockouts. He's from New Orleans, not ranked in the heavyweight division, but keep in mind that Jerry Cooney has not fought since he lost to Larry Holmes back in June of '82. Minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. So Jaworski has his work cut out for him now. Ball on the 16, his own 16. 2nd and 4, trailing 23-10. Here's Montgomery again. Montgomery gets the first down as he crosses the 20-yard line up to the 22. Anthony Dickerson and Ed Jones make the tackle.
Hubie Oliver made a nice block on the outside to provide a running room for Montgomery on the inside, who picked up the yardage for the first down.
He's gained 46 yards in 13 carries. He had 98 yards last week against Minnesota and also caught 4 passes. He showed flashes of the Wilbert Montgomery of old before that knee injury. 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Hubie Oliver is in there. Jaworski going to Spagnola, the tight end, and Dickerson and Lockhart bring him down. Lockhart has been in a lot of plays today, Hank.
Yeah, after watching the films, they're going to like his performance. He's an outstanding middle linebacker. He's big and he's strong, and you know, for a young guy to step in and play the middle linebacker on a 4-3 flex, that's quite a responsibility, but he's fulfilled that responsibility very well here this afternoon.
The 3 rookies they like very much that could press the starters before long are Lockhart pressing Brunig, Victor Scott giving Ron Fellows a run for the money at right cornerback, and Billy Cannon, the rookie, with Anthony Dickerson at right linebacker. There's the gun, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score, the Dallas Cowboys 23 and the Philadelphia Eagles 10. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Hi, I'm Jimmy the Greek. Walter Payton and Franco Harris are closing in on Jim Brown's career rushing record. I'll have that story next Sunday on the NFL Today.
This is CBS. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time. And by Delta Faucet. When they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're off.
Back at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, the Dallas Cowboys lead the Philadelphia Eagles 23-10 as we start the fourth quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. The Eagles have a 2nd down and 3 on their own 28-yard line. Ron Jaworski at the helm. Going to the air, gets Spagnola and a 1st down. Spagnola brought down by Dickerson at the 38-yard line. Big play of the ball game for the Cowboys. Neither team had more than a 6-point lead until Hogaboom threw a screen to Mike Renfro, and the flea flicker hit Donnelly with a 49-yard pass toward the end of the 3rd quarter to give Dallas the 23-10 lead.
You know, so far in the 2 games that the Philadelphia's played, they haven't really had to play catch-up football. They've been in both games, and they're still in this one.
They are. Here is the rookie, Andre Hardy, carrying for the first time, and he brings it out to the 41-yard line. Hardy, 5th-round draft pick, was a real find in preseason. When Montgomery wasn't playing, Hardy was, and they really discovered a good future running back.
Yeah, from St. Mary's, 6'1", 233. They told him to get down to 228, but he just couldn't make it. In fact, Campbell said if he was going to make 228, he'd have to stop eating on Wednesday. So.
He did tell us that. You know, he wanted to go to USC. He went to San Diego City College, then Weber State before winding up at St. Mary's. So he visited a few schools before and after, huh?
He's a spice of life.
2nd and 7, Vito Cab into Dallas territory. And another 1st down for Philadelphia. And a 1st down at the 47-yard line, a 13-yard pickup. Dickerson makes the tackle with help from Eugene Lockhart. Now, Hank, if the Eagles can get back here and get some points, do you feel they're back in the game?
You've heard me say it many, many times, you know, even though it's 23-10, they're just two plays away from being back in this football game. They get a touchdown here, that makes 7 more, and then of course they need 1 more 7-point play, and they're ahead in the game. So they're very much in this contest.
The 1 touchdown pass was to Quick, and the 2 interceptions came in the 1st half. Jaworski to Quick, 1st down and more, and Quick finally down to the 31. So Jaworski is finding his targets now. He is 7 for 10 in the 2nd half. Downs and Fellows make the tackle on Mike Quick.
But Walls is turned inside a little bit, then straightens out. He throws inside of him. The ball's right on the money. And again, the key is throwing the ball right at the numbers. He makes the catch, fights desperately up the field for as much yardage as he possibly can get. But Quick is really a terrific player.
And if Kenny Jackson develops with the speed outside, they can't just focus in on Mike Quick. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Jaworski, cool and calm against the Dallas defense, hits Spagnola again, and the tight end has another 1st down at the 20-yard line. Lockhart makes the stop. Spagnola, who caught 8 passes last week, has caught 8 again, and that's a career high. He hadn't caught that many since his days at Yale.
You know, the other thing that Jaworski and every quarterback in the league, they love to throw. If you ask them if they had a choice to throw against 2 middle linebackers, which is a 3-4, or 1 middle linebacker, the 4-3, they invariably would all say, hey, we'd much rather throw against 1 middle linebacker, the 4-3, because we don't have that extra guy to worry about inside. And they're doing a pretty good job of hitting that tight end against that 1 middle linebacker.
1st down at the 20. Here is Montgomery looking inside, gets a yard. Dexter Clinkscale makes the tackle. We have not seen much of the running game for either team so far, but the point you brought up before is really true, and this is the deadest crowd I have ever witnessed in this stadium. Even when Dallas, other than that one big play, it's been very quiet.
Yeah, they really ought to pass out some no-dos because, boy, they've been sleeping this afternoon.
They're sitting and watching a competitive ball game. That's one thing they are watching.
But there's no excitement involved in the game at all.
All the fans are looking left and right. Under 11 minutes to go. We're in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 9 at the 19-yard line. Jaworski with a short drop to Mike Quick. Can't hold on to it. Everson Walls defending on the play. Walls was beaten last week, and he has played a much better game today.
You know, that was a good pass, a very good pass. If you're going to throw a slant pass, you really want to throw it at the numbers or below the numbers, never above the numbers, because if it's deflected, you wind up with an intercepted pass. If it's incomplete when you throw it low, it hits the turf and no chance for the interception. And for that reason, that was a good throw.
The Cowboys come in with their 4-0 defense, the 4 linemen up front. Third and 9.
See if they come after him. No, they got a 4-man rush.
Jaworski complete to Tony Woodruff, and another first down inside the 10-yard line. Ron Fellows hit him out of bounds. Jaworski is like a surgeon out there.
Well, you know, it's a lot different when they don't rush those extra backs. That time they just had a 4-man rush and dropped back 7 guys. They had plenty of time to throw the ball, and they take advantage of Fellows, number 27 on the outside, who is playing man for man on Tony Woodruff.
What's the best way to attack the 4-0?
Well, I think number one, I think you ought to go on a quick count and not permit them to put in the 7 defensive backs. That keeps them on the sideline. They tell you that the other guys can't play pass defense as well as the 7. Keep them on the sideline. I think that's what I would do.
Jaworski is 20 for 40. That was after a 1 for 11 start in this game. He's come back big. First and goal at the 9. The Eagles trailing the Cowboys 23-10. Jaworski overthrows Mike Quick, and a good thing he had Everson Walls defending. That's experience for you.
Yep. And he saw that he didn't have a chance to make the reception. He threw the ball out of bounds very wisely. But going back, here's Teddy Marchibroda again, along with Campbell, Marion Campbell, the head coach. Campbell with the hat. And they're calling the plays from the sideline. There you saw Mike Quick come back into the huddle, try to lick Everson Walls on the outside, but Walls was right there in good shape and made the play.
Plenty of time, 10:33 to go in the 4th quarter. They have Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick lined up to the right side. Jaworski, short drop up the middle, tipped and caught for the touchdown by Mike Quick. I think Ron Fellows got a hand on it, and Mike Quick was there to make the reception, his 2nd touchdown catch of the day, and the Eagles have come back.
That's the great thing about keeping your eyes on the ball all the time. Even though it's deflected, watch, it's deflected, but he watches the ball in the air, sucks it right out of there, makes the catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia Eagles.
And if this crowd was quiet before, Hank, it is quieter if that's possible. McFadden will try to add the extra point with Jaworski holding. And he does. And with 10:28 to go, it is now 23-17. Mike Quick on the reception.
Here we see it again. Hegman, number 58. Quick, 82. Linebacker trying to get a piece of him, didn't. He works inside. Fellows is inside, has good inside leverage. He tips the ball, but Quick maintains concentration, watches it all the way into his hand, makes the catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia Eagles.
Eureka! I have solved the mystery of the long-lasting Owens Corning roof shingles. They have a heart of pink fiberglass. So, they have a Class A fire rating, and they do not absorb moisture. So that is the secret of the long-lasting roof shingles.
Owens Corning, our building products put your house in the pink.
There's Mike Quick, who has caught 2 touchdown passes. Ron Jaworski has thrown 2. And as a result, the Dallas Cowboy lead is back to 6. It has been that kind of a game today. And Paul McFadden, the rookie out of Youngstown State, who is a 12th round draft pick, will be kicking to Chuck McSwain on the right and Gary Allen on the left. It's going to McSwain's way, and he's going to let Allen get it at the 1-yard line. Allen brings it out to the 20. Penalty markers are down, and Allen is finally brought down at the 27-yard line. Let's tell you this quickly, the scoring drive here, and it was a good long drive by Ron Jaworski. It was a masterful drive by Ron, picking his plays, mixing them, and used 5.5 minutes of the clock, capped with a 9-yard touchdown pass to Mike Quick. Now a penalty marker, Chuck Heberly.
Holding on the return, number 56 on the receiving team. First down.
Eugene Lockhart, and it'll be a first down as the ball is set back to the 16.
Now the defense has to do something. They have to come up with some kind of a big play to make them kick so they can get back in good field position so they can get back in this game.
How would you rate this game from the Cowboys standpoint?
I think it's a little bit on the par with the first 2 games they played. Nothing sensational, just kind of vanilla.
I'd agree. 10-17 to go, a lot of time. In motion is Springs. Dorsett following Cooper's block. And a fine play made by Jerry Robinson and Anthony Griggs. Clock winding down to 10 minutes to go. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
It's been very hot, you know, all week long. That's quite a costume there, isn't it? See that cap? You look cute in that, I think.
Well, it would. If it rains, that balloon goes the other way. So that's what happens. It was raining a little bit yesterday. You talked about the weather.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But, you know, talking about the weather, it's been hot all week long.
Dorsett testing the right side. Dennis Harrison makes the play. San Francisco, New Orleans in quite a battle, and the 49ers lead. Montana's been knocked out of the game, and Matt Cavanaugh threw a touchdown pass to Earl Cooper.
Look at Washington. Boy, they're coming on strong, 30-14. But they're that kind of a team. If they're close or they get ahead of you, boy, they're murdered. Washington, now we see Detroit 17-14. Tampa's playing a tough game down in Tampa in the 4th quarter.
And it's Pittsburgh 24, the Rams 14. Vince Ferragamo was out of the game with a broken finger. Jeff Kemp came in, and so with all the problems the Rams have, losing Ferragamo's a big one.
Look at San Diego. San Diego 31 and Houston 7.
An injured player is down on the field. It's a Philadelphia player. We're not sure who it is, and as soon as we know, we'll tell you. We're not going to take any guesses, but we will take a timeout. 9:26 on the clock. Dallas leading by 6, and we'll return to quiet Texas Stadium in just a moment.
Welcome to Miller Time.
At Miller High Life, time is everything. Beer drinkers come to us because we've been brewing in extra quality for the last 129 years. That's a lot of our time. But it's the reason you spend your time with us when you want the best beer you can find. Miller High Life.
Hey, see this? It's the big Ford F-Series pickup, the world's best-selling pickup. It's big, and it's tough, with plenty of engine choices, too. Yeah, big Ford pickup, the heavyweight champ.
Hey, hold it, Larry. Check out the small-size Ford Ranger. Even though it's smaller, it's tough, too. And Ranger is the most powerful small truck. So, Larry, you don't have to be big to be tough.
You are talking about trucks, of course. Big Ford pickup.
Small Ford Ranger. Both built Ford tough.
If you could be any song in the world right now, what would you be?
Beat it.
John Stamos comes to CBS, hot under the blue collar in Dreams. Coming soon.
That's Brenard Wilson, who is shaken up and has come out of the ball game. He had an interception last week and almost made 2 in this one.
Yeah, he's done a good job in the corner, really. He came up and forced very well, and he's not very big. You know, he's 6 foot 175, signed as a free agent in 1979.
Well, this is an important play. 3rd down and 8 for the Cowboys to maintain possession with 9:12 to go. For the Eagles to get the ball again. Hogaboom going outside and slipping was Waddell Smith, the wide receiver. So it'll be 4th down, and the Cowboys will have to kick. Herman Edwards was defending on the play. Smith, former Canadian League player, as we said, and so now Danny White comes in to punt.
And the Eagles, with any luck here, should come out of this with pretty good field position.
White has punted well. We told you he took over for Jim Miller, who was the Cowboy punter in the opening game of the season. And there is Evan Cooper, the 4th-round draft pick out of Michigan. He's standing at his 40, Hank, so you're right. Any kind of a return here will give Philadelphia a decent shot. Good punt and a fair catch called for by Cooper at the 45-yard line. We have plenty of time. 8:59 showing on the clock. Philadelphia down by 6. We'll see what Ron Jaworski has coming up.
The beauty of a Delta faucet is, when it's on, it's on. And when it's off, it's off. Its washerless design helps keep it from dripping, so it lasts and lasts and lasts. Delta faucet. We're first because we last.
Welcome
You've turned the city over to the next shift. The rest of the night is yours.
to Miller time.
Now comes your time with the best beer you can find, Miller High Life.
Bring your thirsty self right here. You've got the time. We've got the beer for what you have in